We want to see use the and the or and see use them with the if function. So your cursor is in E79 now. Type equal or. Open your bracket. Open your bracket. Equal or open your bracket. F6 greater than 100, comma. F5 equal 100. F5 equal 100. Close the brackets. Now, let me explain. You know the or statement, the or function will evaluate all the conditions in the bracket and tells you true if one of them is true. If none of them is true, it's going to return a false. If all of them is true, it will return a false. You know what all means in real life? Is Wale there, or Shola, or Tunde, or Femi? If any of them is there, it will return a true. For instance, give the biro to him if Shola is there. If Shola is not there, check for Femi. If Femi is not there, check for Wale. If Wale is not there, check for Esther. If Esther is not there, check for Tunde. If you find any of them, give them the biro. Give any of them the biro. But to start checking from how you mention it. So out of 5 of them, if any of them is there, it will give them the biro. That is the or statement. So if any of the condition is correct, it's going to return true. It will only return false if none of them is correct. And it can take up to 255 different conditions with one or function. So you can press enter now and see what our answer is.
True.
Do you see? The reason why it returned true is because one of them is true. Go back to that where you have true, and let's see our insert function. Go to insert function, let's see how it evaluates it. Click on that place where you have true, where you use your or function, then go to formula and click on the insert function. Do you see now? The first one was false.
Yes, sir.
F5 is not greater than 100, but the second one was true. F5 equal 100, and that is why it returned true as the answer.
Yes, sir.
The AND function and the OR function will return only true and false. And for them to return true and false, they will evaluate all the separate entities inside that bracket and get a true or false for them. And that will determine whether they will finally return a true and false. You can still remember truth table in your growing days, either in secondary school or in the early days of the undergraduate. So you can click OK now. So put your cursor in G17 now. Let's try another one. Equal or. Equal or, comma, equal or, open bracket. F5 is less than 100. F5 less than 100, comma. F6 greater than 100. F7 times 2 greater than 100. No, F7 times 2 less than 100. Close it and press enter. Close the bracket and press enter. What do you have?
True.
One of them. Let's look at the answer. Okay, double click on it. Let's see. Which one is true? Let's see. Is F 100 no? Okay, F6 is less than 100, but F7 times 2 is not less than 100. So it's only F6 that is less than 100. That's why we have it true. Let's confirm it from our insert function. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
Two of them are true, are false. One is true. So if anyone is true in the OR function, is going to return true. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, let's talk about the AND function. Then we'll now use all of them together with an if function in the formula. Then after that, we'll have been seen to have done justice to that part of the show. Good. Now, place your cursor now in H17. H17 equal and. Equal and. Open bracket. E5 and, not Anne. Do you have a sister that is called Anne? No, don't use if. No. E5. I said E5 equal bread in quotes. E5 equal bread. The bread should be in quotes. E5 equal bread, comma. F5 is greater than 50, comma. Comma. F6 is greater than 50, comma. Okay, F6 is greater than 50. Close the brackets. And press enter. Your answer should be false. Do you see that?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Now, go to insert function. Let me explain to you. Your answer should be false. In this case, we are using the AND function, not OR. So for the AND function to return true, all the criteria must be right. If you look at this place, the first two are true, but the last one was false. F6 is not greater than 50, and that is why you have false, because you are using the AND function. Look at it in real life. Somebody said, I want to follow you somewhere. I said, for me to follow you, Mr. XYZ must be on seat and the secretary, which means if the secretary is not on seat and Mr. XYZ is not on seat, I can't follow you. For me to follow you, both XYZ and the secretary must be on seat, because I will need the two of them to resolve what I intend to follow you there to do. So all of them must return true. So for you to have true in an AND statement, all the evaluation, all the criteria in the bracket must return a true. So click OK and let's try one more example. Put your cursor in H18 now. Let's try an example that will give us true. Put your cursor in H18. Equal and. E5 equal bread, bread in quotes. E10 equal Gary in quotes. You put a comma, you separate each of the condition with a comma. Comma. F5 is less than 200. That's greater than you use, though. Less than 200. Comma. F6 is less than 200. That's less than 200. Close the brackets. You should likely have it true because all the criteria there are true. Do you see that now?
Yes, sir.
Do you see that now?
Yes, sir.
Now, so you understand the AND function separately, the OR function separately. Now we've discussed the if function. Let's see how we can make meaning of them using them in a statement. So put your cursor in I-17. Equal if. Open your bracket. Open your bracket. Then AND. Open your bracket. F5 equal 100. F10 less than 100. To F10 less than 100. Close your bracket and put a comma. Very good. Very good. Display bravo. If not, displays not correct. And close your bracket. So without pressing enter, what we have done here is that if the value of F5 is equal 100 and F10 is less than 100, display bravo. If not, display not correct. Press enter and you have bravo. Do you get that? So you can see how we have used the AND statement and the if statement to make a decision. If this is this and this is this, do this. If not, do this. So you've seen how we have been able to use the if and the AND function together.
Yes, sir.
Does it make sense to you?
Yeah, it does.
Good, very correct. So we've been able to do justice to that. We can move on to do some other thing.